What's up, y'all? I'm Tyrik Wynn, and welcome to another edition of Good Deeds Atlanta, where we are kicking out the bad and highlighting all things good. Media mogul Tyler Perry has offered to step up and pay for the funeral of expenses for an 8-year-old girl who was unfortunately shot in Atlanta a few days ago, right near the Wendy's where Rayshard Brooks was also unfortunately killed. In a statement to People magazine, Perry did say he was outraged because he would rather be paying for her college tuition rather than her funeral expenses. Well, here's a good deed giveaway, and no, we're not doing the giveaway, but there are some Atlanta vendors who will gift a $75,000 wedding to frontline and essential workers. During these times, the coronavirus pandemic, essential workers sometimes don't have time for their personal life, and Dream Wedding Giveaway wants to bless an essential worker with a wedding. So if you are an essential worker, which means you are a doctor, first responder, or a truck driver, etc., you can apply for the contest on Dream Weddings Giveaway Instagram. All you have to do is find their post talking about Dream Wedding Giveaway for essential workers and follow the instructions on the post. Two local Henry County kids are helping the homeless during these times in a big way. 8-year-old Triandos Thornton and 5-year-old Noah Thornton have started a fundraiser for the homeless, with the proceeds going to Atlanta Mission. So far, they have raised over $1,000 for less fortunate. In a statement in Atlanta Heroes, the two men stated that they want to help out the homeless because they are already having a tough time, and COVID-19 just makes things worse, and they can't just sit by. Hey, kudos to you guys. That just goes to show you are not too young or too old to do a good deed. This past Saturday, the city of McDonough did a good deed as well and helped families in need. They handed out food distribution boxes to families at McDonough High School. Families also walked away with produce, fruit, vegetables, and more. Now, as you all know, media mogul Tyler Perry is a big giver, and the giving doesn't stop. A few days ago, he gifted a young lady with a van for an organization called Project UFirst, an organization that helps to provide basic necessities for life for those in need. So I guess you could say Tyler Perry did a good deed for someone to help someone continue to do a good deed. And Mrs. Erica Wright will join me on Good Deeds Atlanta to talk about her organization and the good deed she is doing, and also the good deed Tyler Perry did for her. Here it is. Everyone, we are joined by Miss Erica Wright of Project UFirst, and she is here to tell us a little bit about her organization and what she does and all the good deeds she has going on, and also a good deed that she received from Atlanta's one and only Mr. Tyler Perry. How are you doing today?
I am well. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm excited to share with you all the great deeds that we've been able to do, especially during the pandemic.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so glad you are here and joining me. So tell everybody a little bit about your organization and what you guys do and provide.
All right. Well, I am born and raised right here in the city of Atlanta. About 6 years ago, I started UFirst. I was diagnosed with depression, anxiety, bipolar. And so just not kind of feeling my best navigating through life. And literally went to sleep 3:30 in the morning. God woke me up and I started writing like parables, and here we are to date. And so in that time, I have been able to give back to the homeless community. And how that happened was I got a group of people together. We started making what I call love bags. It has like a washcloth, toothbrush, toothpaste, and this stemmed from seeing a young lady that under the bridge maybe about 10 years ago. And I often wondered, how did the homeless community get the simple necessities of life? And so from there, I got a group of friends together. We went out to one of the local shelters. We served. I believe in serving people. We would give out sack lunches, hygiene kits, clothing, etc. And all of this came through me navigating through my own depression, wanting to give back, knowing what it felt like to have dignity. And in the process of all of that, I became homeless myself. And so I knew that God was taking me through all of this so that I could better serve people from a humble standpoint, and not just from a place of just giving someone something. Wow. And so here we are.
Okay, yeah, your story speaks volume. I mean, all the thing, based on what you've been through and then where you are now, you've come a long way. So definitely kudos and congratulations to you on your organization. And I think that especially during this time, it's so important to make sure we are helping each other out doing good deeds, especially during the times that we live in. So definitely kudos to you. So talk about, so yeah, before obviously, you know, there was a big, huge news story that went national. You received a van and gifted a van from Tyler Perry. So what I want to know is how are you operating before you got the van and like making sure you were distributing stuff?
So one of the biggest obstacles that we have right now is that we don't have a facility. And so once a month, we would meet at the CT Martin Recreation Center. A couple of volunteers, I call them my 12 disciples. We would all get together, and sometimes we have 60 people. It just depend on how many people would come through. And then we would assemble about 2,000 hygiene kits a month. And so what that would look like is that we would service people who live outside the walls, as well as those who live in local shelters. And so not all the time would I be able to get help with like the Delta Airlines box truck. So I would put the boxes in my car, my Honda Civic 2008, and I would drive around the city of Atlanta to make sure that shelters had the hygiene kits as well, because I know that they offer showers every day for people who are in need. And so that was something that was, you know, true to my heart. So once the pandemic hit, I really thought that we were going to go under. Like, I didn't think we would survive, because we solely operate on private donations, and we use social media platforms a lot. So I had to kind of make a tough decision. So what I did, we shut down the storage. We didn't close it. We just gave out everything that we had. And we gave them to local shelters who work with the city of Atlanta, parks for children who were coming in to get sack lunches. And so lo and behold, the more we gave out, the more we got back. And so as we did that, I started to have everything shipped to my home to keep the volunteers safe. And so I started assembling the bags together myself. So I have stuff today about 17,000 hygiene love bags right here in my own living room. And so what I started doing was just making a couple of trips during the week, because I can only get, I think, about 12 boxes in my car. So if I had so many stops a day, I would go like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And so that's what happened. And so Channel 2, WSB TV, they caught the events that we were posting on their link. And so we had an opportunity to do an interview, and Tyler Perry saw it and blessed us with a van.
Wow, that's great. The power of the media.
The power of social media.
Absolutely. Wow. Thank you. Yeah. And I thank you so much for taking time to come on Good Deeds. Yeah, absolutely. And you're doing amazing things, and kudos to you. And I hope that you are able to continue to do what you're doing. And hey, by the grace of God, that building is coming soon.
Amen. Thank you so much. I received that.
Absolutely. Yes. Receive it and claim it. All right. Thank you guys so much. And we're going to transition back into the studio. That concludes this episode of Good Deeds Atlanta. Do you know someone in the community who is doing a good deed and deserves to be featured on Good Deeds Atlanta? Are there good deeds that are happening where you are and you want us to come out and capture the moment? Is there a story out there that just warms your heart and you want us to feature it on the show? If so, send us an email at info@scbtv.com, and in the subject line, put Good Deeds Atlanta. I'm Tyrik Wynn. We'll see you next time.